Mert says, sorry, what is Lightning? Mert, I would say, well, I mean, I can try to explain a little bit on here, but without getting technical at all, there's Bitcoin layer 1. That's like the mempool. That's when you send a transaction. That's when you set a transaction fee. That's when you have to wait. It goes into the mempool. And then when you pay a fee high enough, it gets put into the block, and that's where it lives forever. That block, that new ledger, updated ledger, gets broadcast to 20,000 people plus around the world. And that's the Bitcoin network. That's layer 1. Layer 2 sits on top of that. So you actually have to move Bitcoin off of layer 1, pay a transaction fee, move it onto Lightning. But when you're on Lightning, it's very fast. You don't need to wait for confirmations. Everything settles instantly on Lightning, not onto layer 1, but on Lightning. So it's cheaper, faster, and that's kind of what we use for like the Zaps. That's what we use for. That's the best way to DCA. That's how people buy things on the internet. And that's what we'll be using like in the future when businesses accept Bitcoin, or a lot do already, but they'll be using Lightning because, if you just compare, let's use an example of a restaurant. Let's say that a restaurant accepts Bitcoin. And so you have two options there. You can pay on layer 1 or you can pay on Lightning. Layer 1, you could still pay it. You scan the QR code, you send them, you copy and paste the address, you send the amount. But with that, you actually have to wait. You have to set a transaction fee, and you have to wait until that transaction gets put into a block. So you could be there for 10, 15, 20, an hour waiting for that transaction to confirm. That's on layer 1. So nobody's going to do that, right? Doesn't make any sense. It's slower. It costs you more. But with Lightning, you can just pay it instantly. Like people are sending Zaps into this QR code, and I receive it within seconds. So you don't have to wait. It's cheaper. There's no fees on it. There's a very small fee for some wallets. So it's a much faster, cheaper, and easier way to use Bitcoin, but it's hot, which means that you don't actually hold the keys to it. Somebody else is holding the keys to these different Lightning nodes, and you're just sending it between that. So, I mean, what I would say is if you don't know what Lightning is, I would take some time to play around with it. Check out the Speed Wallet. I've been talking about this for the last couple days here on the show, but I think it is worth trying for everybody. And that's kind of what I would suggest. If you're somebody who's just kind of like, what the hell's Lightning? How do I use it? You just have to play around a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't recommend spending 3-4 hours on watching Lightning videos. Just get a Lightning wallet and start using it. And consider like the sats that you spend and waste and whatever else as an investment in your education for it. So the one thing I would say to that is regardless of which Lightning wallet you're using, especially if you're just new to this, don't ever keep more than like 10,000 sats on a wallet at a time. I've been playing around with eCash over the last little while, and I've lost a couple instances. I've lost 10, 20,000, 30,000 sats doing it. So I don't like that, but it's just the cost of my education learning it. But anyways, go to the Speed Wallet. Like go to your app store, whether that's on Apple or Google, and just type in Speed Wallet. And when you you'll have to put an email address in. You don't have to verify your identity or anything like that. You don't have to upload a picture of yourself. But so you have to put in your email, and you'll have to put in your password. And then at the bottom of that same screen, it's going to give you it's going to give you a place for a referral code. So put that in there. I think you get like 500 free sats for using that referral code. So that's EPN SI5. EPN SI5. Put that in as your referral code, and you get like 500 free sats, I believe. And just play around with it. Just play around. There's other Lightning wallets, including Coinos, including Aqua Wallet. I would just download all of them and just start playing around. Figure out what works. get a Lightning URL. That's what you're going to need for like Nostr and stuff like that. And just play around. That's the best way to educate yourself on Lightning, is just by downloading some wallets and playing around.